Afternoon, gang. Okay, this one is primarily for those of us in Tennessee, but everybody else should pay attention to this too, because this is kind of the crap that is going on around the country in traditional red states and the shit that's being stuffed down our throat. We all know that Florida, Texas, Tennessee, we're all seeing a big influx of liberals, all these libtards who are deciding to get out of the hellscape that is California, New York, Illinois, Massachusetts, whatever it would be. The problem is they don't realize what they're leaving is what they wanted in the first place. So they go, well, gee, you know what? We completely screwed up, insert state here. Let's move down to another state with the same idea that we had up there that destroyed everything. And let's see if we can destroy their state too. That's what apparently is going on in Tennessee today, because it's been reported by the Tennessean today, which I will link below, that our rhino governor, Bill Lee, is in talks with Democrats to expand and basically destroy the Second Amendment rights that we have here in the United States, or at least are supposed to, that about 2/3 of the states still recognize, but a bunch of libtard states don't. Well, yeah, Bill Lee wants to turn Tennessee into a libtard state, apparently. Now, I'm going to give you this. This came out today. I'll give you this. About half a dozen of you have emailed me in the last hour about this story. Patriot Nurse did a video on it again. I'm not going to rehash everything that she talked about. I'll put a link in below if you want to go watch Patriot Nurse's video. She did a really good job on discussing this as well, but I want to kind of give you a little bit more detail and at least my take on this, okay? So apparently, Governor Lee is in talks specifically with State Senator Heidi Campbell, who is a, go figure, Democrat from Nashville, very solid blue Nashville that is being destroyed by liberals. I was in Nashville, obviously at the airport a couple of days ago, but maybe about 6 months ago, and Nashville's turning into a shithole, okay? High taxes and high crime and high liberal values, go figure. And then also along with State Representative Antonio Parkinson, okay, who ironically is, get this, from California, okay? The guy's from Oakland, and he moved to Tennessee and is, a libtard in Tennessee. Now, obviously, I can't say anything about moving to Tennessee because I'm not born and raised here, okay? But I didn't come to Tennessee and go, gee, you know what? Let's see if I can do everything to change your way of life. No, I'm like, you know what? I agree with the way you guys live here in Tennessee, and I want to be part of that because you're doing it right, and where I'm from was doing it wrong, so I left, okay? Came to where people actually use this to think, not just as a place to wear a hat. So the whole thing, what they are trying to do here, and this is all in response to that shooting at the school in Nashville last year, is they want to establish red flag gun laws. They want to take away Tennesseans' rights to permitless carry. They want to add on all these idiotic liberal laws about securing weapons or securing ammunition in your house. If there's a kid under 13 and you have ammunition or a weapon not in a safe in your house, you're committing a felony. I'm going to tell you this right now, guys, okay? A weapon in a safe in your house is a good thing until you get to the point where all the weapons in your house are in a safe, because when that guy kicks in the front door, he's not going to go, oh, sure, hang on, I'll wait right here while you go unlock your safe to get out your personal protection device, okay? Should we be keeping guns out of the hands of kids? Yes, but you know what that is? That's called responsibility. That's a word that's not in the liberal dictionary. Okay, they do not believe in personal responsibility. It's always somebody else's fault. You know that. Okay, it's not your fault that your kid went out and shot the dog because you left the gun out. You know, it's the gun's fault. You know, it couldn't be their fault. No, you know, couldn't be. It couldn't be the criminal's fault that broke into your house that you shot him. It had to be it had to be your fault that you shot the criminal. And oh my God, he's got a right to sue you now because, you know, you shot him, even though he's standing there in my living room after he just came through with through a broken window, right? These are the kind of things they want, okay? This is the problem we get with liberal, I hate to use this term, values, okay, because they have no morality, they have no values, they have no brains, they have no common sense, they have no decency, okay? But they want to get rid of all of the Second Amendment rights we have in Tennessee because of this idiotic school shooter that we had last year in Nashville. I got a better idea there, Governor Lee. Instead of going after the gun laws, let's go after the mental health laws. Why don't you stand up on the steps of the Capitol in Tennessee and state that transgenderism is a mental disease and that people that are participating in it, like the school shooter, are mentally ill, and the person who pulls the trigger, okay, of a tool is the one responsible for whatever happens, not the tool itself. It's not the hammer's fault that you missed the nail and hit your thumb. It's your fault that you weren't paying attention. That's how it works, okay? That's what intelligent people, smart people, people with common sense think, okay? The fact that Bill Lee is trying to sell out to the liberal gun control nuts and the Democrat agenda, the Democrat machine, that, you know, Joe Biden thinks that everything that's wrong in this country is because of guns. You know, this Heidi Campbell lying, saying that guns are the leading cause of death for kids in our state. No, Miss Campbell, I hate to tell you this. Abortion is the leading cause of death for kids in our state. By far. No question. Why don't we get rid of that problem? Because that kills, oh, I don't know, 50 times more kids, 100 times more kids than guns ever will. Let's look at the real problems and stop trying to force feed your communist agenda down our throats. You've already turned Memphis into a shithole. You've proceeded to turn Nashville into a shithole. You're trying to turn Knoxville into a shithole. But I will tell you what, all the rest of us around this state want nothing to do with it. Representative Parkinson is up for re-election next year. Senator Campbell is up for re-election next year. Bill Lee is up for re-election next year. Guess who should not get a single vote from any Tennessean? Anybody who's a wannabe Tennessean is a different story. But anybody who thinks that Tennessee is a proud state with a proud heritage, whether they were born here or not, and came here or stayed here because they liked Tennessean values, needs to get rid of these three POSs from our state immediately, because they are destroying this state. And it's up to us, again, to get rid of the liberals and the rhinos. And you gotta start small. Start on a local level, then you go to the state level. The hell with what Potato Joe can do. We gotta clean up our own backyard. Pinball out.